head there a bit so I hide the mess. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Emily and I'm here to talk about my cross stitch for my weekly update. It is Thursday, May the 4th. It's May the 4th be with you. It's Star Wars Day. And yeah, I made it through the week. I consider this a triumph. I am still like this at the moment. I think it's a little bit of circumstance and it's a little bit of my personality, my anxiety. I'll get through it. Thank you all for your lovely messages, by the way. Very much appreciate them. Right. I am, for the month of May, only working on two things. Monogamous May. And that is, of course, my treasure hunt bookshelf. I did take a picture of it when it reached 12%. I started this a year ago, so I've done 1% a month. I've been consistent for the first time in forever. I've been consistent with something, and I've worked 1% a month, which is 7,223 stitches at least a month, every month for a year on this piece. So I'll put a big picture right full screen here of what it looked like when I took the photograph of it at the year point. I will honestly admit that I finished my 12% on the 1st of May. I was about 700 stitches short. I got about 300 of them in before I literally passed out when I got back from a marquee event, and I fell asleep holding it, so I did not get the stitches in. I did them the following morning, and so that's the first time I've not completed them in the month, but I'm on track. I did them very early on May the 1st, so I consider that I'm still on track. And so this week first thing I did was work in some gammy threads. I had some gammy threads hanging. You might be able to see them you'll be able to see them in the picture. There's like two little bunches of gammy part threads that I've left, and because I transport this around like this constantly, it's not in a bag, it's not looked after, they end up ratty, like these ones here, just like little ratty balls of, look, you can see, nasty. So I'm currently working these in, and I have just worked in 3 from here down in this corner here. I've just worked in the park threads, so I've just worked in this green here, this green here, and there was an orangey colour, but I've got a few. So I'm going to see they're ratty and nasty. So I'm going to work these in and then carry on. I mean, look, I've left a park thread there that's like 3 inches long. Why did I leave that there? I know why I left it there. It's because I got to the edge of my Q-snap, could see there were stitches the other side, and so I've parked the thread and I'll pick it back up and just do those 3 stitches. But when I was just working within my 11 by 11, I left it right on the edge. So I've been putting in some stitches here. I've been doing 317, so I came right back over to here, and I've done, there's like a swathe of 317 that comes to here. And to finish my stitches for the month, I worked in here just to get a bulk of stitching, and I couldn't face white. Most of the stitches up here, there's hundreds and hundreds of complete whole 100 stitch blocks of white, and I couldn't quite face them. So that's what I kind of did last week, just to get the end of my stitching done for the month. And I know it was a bit of a cop out, it's mostly 939. It's not 939 I put in there. I did go back over here and do some 820 and filled in a couple of colours in here. They were park threads, and then so I worked in park threads up here, did some 820 over here. So for the month of May, I want to get to the corner, which I keep finding and then forgetting where it is. There is the corner. So by the end of May, I want this corner, this 100 block corner filled in. And I'm not just gonna, I could just fill it in, you know, I could just go scroll to pattern keeper and fill it in. But you can see I'm wombling that way. So I'm going to womble that way, get to there in May. But in the meanwhile, I'm doing other things too. So I'm working in my park threads from down here. So I'll do that, get rid of those threads, look at that. Look at the coffee. It's gridded Ada. I can't wash it. I'm going to stitch over it and it will get a jolly good. Somebody did ask me a question. They sent me a message on Instagram. I'm really sorry I haven't answered it. But yes, washing machine. I put it on. I think I did a delicate cycle. And it was a 40-degree delicate cycle, I'm pretty sure. In the video where I chucked them in the washing machine, I did actually show the programme I was putting it on, but it's a UK washing machine, so it might not quite look the same. I think I put it on a delicate. I chucked them in with a couple of towels, I think, just to give it some bulk. So that's that. And I will answer you on Instagram as well, but in case you watched my video first, I just shoved them in on just like a normal, like a delicate cycle that you put your bras in on kind of thing. Except my stuff all just goes in at the same. In this house, if it doesn't wash in the washing machine and dry in the tumble dryer, it doesn't survive. I've got literally like 4 items of clothing that are hand wash only, and they predate me having kids. I can still wear them because I'm a one-size pony. I don't tend to change very much at all. So, you know, I'm still the nicer things. They tend to be things I've made myself, and a couple of earlier things that I have that I can't wash in the washing machine are literally now like 25 years old. So they only get a little, they get a gentle hand wash, but everything else, it doesn't wash, it doesn't tumble dry, it doesn't survive. Full stop. Life's too short, isn't it, really? We could be stitching. Anyway, so I'm going to keep on. So for the month so far, considering it is the 4th of May, I'm at 12.26%. So I'm already a quarter of the way to May's goal if I was doing 1%. So I'm not. I'm going to try and do 3, realistically 3, hopefully 4, astoundingly 5. I will not get 5% in. I know May's going to be a hellish month, a hellish busy month. So I'm not going to get 5%, but it's all I'm working on. When I come in, I pick a colour, I put in 400-500 stitches, maybe do a bit more earlier, maybe do a bit later. It just depends. So, Treasure Hunt Bookshelf, we will see it again next week. And that's where I currently am with that. I've put that up so I can screenshot it and show you where I was last week. I find that's the easiest way of doing it. I screenshot it as I'm editing it, and then I've got the screenshot already in my video editor for next week. I found that's the easiest way because I'm super lazy. I'm not very good at editing, but I do like inserting the pictures to show you where I was. So I'm putting my Q-snap back where my part threads are, and I'm not precious with my stitching. The only time I put, this bit's got a piece of kitchen paper in it, the only time I do that is when the clamps get a bit wobbly, and you'll see I'm mixing and matching my clamps there. I've got 2 R&R clamps and 2 from really one I got in Hobbycraft that was cheap, so I just mix and match my clamps, and if they're loose I just put a bit of paper under them. When you've got stitching under them, it holds it tight anyway, but because I'm on and off all the time, I'm moving my Q-snap all the time, I don't bother about the stitches getting crushed or anything like that. It's going to get washed when it's done in 7 years time, perhaps, maybe, we'll see. At some point I will finish this. But so first goal is to work in these park threads because they've gone all fluffy and nasty, and I don't want to waste it. So let's get them worked in, get them used, and then yeah, look, they're actually knotted together. There we go. They're fluffy and nasty. Let's get them used up. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 I think left to go. Get that done, and then I'll go back up to the top. And as I say, there's thousands of white stitches I can put in up there, but I'm kind of going with the colour. And the other thing I am doing this month is my 12 Days of Christmas Bossy Threads kit that I am doing for my mum for Christmas. And I have very good news to report. Because I am only stitching on 2 things this month, I am caught up. First time since the kit arrived in the post, I am caught up. So, da-da! 1, 2, 3, 4. I have got, apart partridge in a pear tree, an empty Diet Coke tin that I hid out of shot, which I've just knocked. I have got 2 turtle doves, 3 French hens, it's a chicken, and I've got 4 calling birds, which look to be sort of pigeony, blackbirdy things. I think they're blackbirds. Anyway, they're singing. So I am started 5 gold rings, which there's going to be 1 there. There's like 1 in each corner and a big one in the middle with the 5 in the middle. So a lot of gold in this section. But it's nice to be using this kind of terracotta-y rusty colour. It's a colour I don't think I've used so far yet. No, I haven't used it yet, so it's nice to be using a different colour. I've moved it down because this is way too close to the top of the Q-snap and it won't hold in. So I thought, right, I'm cutting them all out. I'm going to cut them out with like a 10 stitch margin to flat fold mount them. So I thought, right, okay, I'm just going to put it where I can reach it. There's plenty at the bottom. There's plenty at the bottom to still put them here and there, and then I'll fit 2 more on this piece probably. Don't think I can fit 3, so I'll space them, that's going to be 5 and 6, and then I can space 7 and 8, and then I need to find a piece of 18 count Ada that I can do the other 4 on, which is no problem because we've all got the scraps and stuff everywhere, haven't we? And I've got huge bits of 18 count Ada, but I'm pretty sure it's 18 count. If it's not, it's not. I'll make sure it's the same before I commence 9, 10, 11 and 12. Otherwise I'll be really grumpy that 4 of them are the wrong size. But I'll know immediately, won't I, once I start going. So currently I am caught up. This one stays in the car usually, or sometimes I have it in my room and I'll just put a thread in or 2 at night. This has got an old bit of t-shirt because it is quite close to the edge, so I just tighten them up, do a few stitches, and off we go. Paper patterning it. I very helpfully, when I made working copies of these, I very helpfully put an arrow, oh that's not catching the sun, and wrote missing, so I've got a piece missing here that I'll go back to the master, the original pattern, and stitch from, because that bit's missing. Obviously I was doing a jigsaw and it was right on the fold of the photocopy, and I don't think it photocopied nicely. I think it was on the fold. So these are all patched together. You can see there's tape on the back of these because they were big sheets that I photocopied, and then I just want the number. I didn't want a huge sheet that I was going to have to keep folding, and these end up so ratty and scribbled on. So I need to find that bit on the original pattern. I had to do that with the calling birds as well, because unbeknownst to me I had done exactly the same thing and there was 3 lines missing across the top. So I'd put the gold border, I'd done it right up to the gold border and then gone, this doesn't look right, why is this not the same size as the others? I could see it was smaller than the others, and I was counting and counting and I was like, no, that's 53, it should be 58. So there was actually 4 lines and the gold border missing, so I had to unpick a whole line of this hateful gold and stitch the 4 lines of pattern and then restitch. So hopefully I've got enough gold to complete this. If I haven't, I mean, I've got a huge, I've still got all this gold that came in the kit. I can see, look, I just pull a strand out here and there. Oh, and there's a bit more of that lovely terracotta-y colour that I'm using at the moment. I just pull a strand out and then use it individually. But if I run out of this, I am pretty sure this is hateful DMC. If it is, fine. If it's not, I'll match something near. I'm not gonna fuss on doing anything too dramatic. I'll just sort it out. Anyway, so that's been about it. The only thing, oh my god, Lizzie and I did have made something. I'll have to rummage. Right, Lizzie and I had what day was it? She was off. It was Monday. It was Bank Holiday Monday, and I was off work, which was lovely. So Lizzie and I spent the day making. Oh, I've squashed that. That's really sad. There was a cane there, but as you can see, the cane has had an accident. That's really sad. Lizzie made me some monsters. You might be able to see them here. The light's really bad because the light's catching badly, but there's some, I always do female and an old. This is actually an old vivarium. Anyone who's got lizards or snakes, this is an old vivarium, glass front of a snake house. There's some little monster things here. I am going to bake these, but she made some wonderful little monstery guys for me, just sitting there, just twiddling. But Lizzie and I made a cane. You have to see it. It's massive. Okay, I am so proud of this. We sat for, what did we watch? We watched Pride and Prejudice, the Keira Knightley Pride and Prejudice. Then we watched Barbie. Oh my god, I don't know, the one with fungus in it, where they have to go and, it's one of the mermaid ones. She's a fairy and then she has to go and be a mermaid. So we watched that as Lizzie's fairy. They have a sarcastic twist on them. And then we watched something else as well. And we made this. This is solid Fimo. This is what I bought the Fimo for that I showed you last week. There's the end of it there. It was that big. You can see I've already reduced it a little bit. So I've cut a piece off to reduce it more. You can see what it looks like on the inside. Look what we did. Oh, that light. Come on, light. Behave yourself. Show me what it looks like properly. There. Look what we did. We made a cane. And it's like that. That's the end, where it's all gammy. And then, so, there will be things using this wonderful cane. I just have to decide what. So that's what we did on Bank Holiday Monday. Lizzie and I made an enormous Fimo cane, and it's all concentric circles running right through it. Isn't it glorious? And then you can slice it. You can slice it and make slabs. You can do all sorts and cut things out, or you can just slice it and have squares. Anyway, we have that we made, that I'm very proud of. So that's what Lizzie and I spent our Bank Holiday Monday doing. There's also a couple of thread drops on the way there, and a lovely swirly marbly thing to make thread drops with. This is the device that we made that with. An extruder with a square. And you load up discs into this and you extrude your square, and it comes out in a big snake, and then you've got to like line them all up and cut them all, and it took some doing, but so much fun, and it was just nice to do it together with her. So she's already made, with some of the waste, she's already made a bead. There's all sorts of things you can do with them. Anyway, I'll get her little monsters baked. And then on Bank Holiday Monday, I got an email from Hobbycraft saying, your voucher is about to expire. So I opened when you're in the Hobbycraft Club, every 50 quid you spend in store, you get £2.50 back. So it's like 5% back, isn't it? So I had one that was expiring that day, literally that day. So I thought, right, I'm not losing £2.50. That's like, what, $3? I was like, I'm not losing this money. I'm going to make an order. So I went to the website and I put one of these fabric bundles, which were on offer. These were £20 and they were reduced to £15. So I put this one, in my basket. There's, I think, 20 fat quarters in here, and they're all batik. Beautiful. So I put that in my basket, and I did it as click and collect, which is free into store, and I put my voucher code in. I copied and pasted it from the email. Not valid. Check the date on it. Yes, it's in date until the end of today. Not valid. And I was like, So I went on the live chat, went through a bot, and then chatted to a human, I presume, because they were actually like capable. And I sent him my code, and he went, oh, yeah, that should still be valid, isn't it? And I was like, no, it's saying not valid. And he went, oh, I'm really sorry, try this code instead. That's why I was like, well, I'll have to come out, because I was on my phone. I was like, well, I'll have to come out to try it. And he was like, oh, any more problems, just let us know. So I went to check out, and the voucher was not a £2.50 voucher, it was a £5 voucher. So I was like, woohoo, double the money, brilliant. So, of course, being me, I immediately put the other pack into my basket, which is pinks. So I have pinks and turquoise purples. So like this is all my heaven put together. So should have been £40, reduced to £30, cost me 25, 40 fat quarters. That's just brilliant. That's just brilliant. I think it's that many. Where's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yes, it's 20. So 40 fat quarters, 25 quid. In the boot of my car, I do have 20 more of these, exactly the same, which I spent £40 on. So I'm very pleased to have bought these for less, because I bought them full price down in Cambridge with Maddie on a whim. So they're still in the boot of my car. So now I have lots of these beautiful batiks, which I'm going to use to make my bags. So there will be batik bags at some point, denim and batik. I've worked out in my brain exactly what I want. My 11 by 11 bag, which is going to be able to fit an 11 by 11 Q-snap in one pocket, and all the shrapnel bits and pieces in as well. So denim on the outside, batik on the inside, one zip, takes out your 11 by 11, little holder for your scissors, because I have stabbed through with scissors before now, through embroidery, through Ada. It was very sad, but I fixed it. That was my parents' Renato Parolin Christmas pattern. I did that with my first ever really big finish. Very inexperienced, chucked it in that bag actually, took it to work to do it at lunchtime, and when I pulled it out, my scissors were jammed in it, so I had a small hole to fix. Luckily, stitching went over it, but very badly. It was like a butterfly, and I had to, it was a bow, and I had to like make it bigger to cover the hole, to stitch the hole together. Anyway, so that's going to be one zip, and then on the other, like there's going to be like 2 big compartments, and then in the other compartment it's going to be a compartment big enough for a purse, a phone, a hairbrush, a lip balm, you know, all the crap that I've always got knocking around that I never have to hand. And then it's going to have a proper strap, and the inside, so it's going to have a denim strap, so it's going to be like a shoulder bag, but then I got this webbing again in Hobbycraft, just to see, just to test her. They had it in like really bright Pride, and I'm a sucker for a rainbow, but I got the pastel because I thought the pastel would go better with the fat quarters that I already had bought, and now I've doubled up. So that's going to be like the inside of the strap, and then that's going to go down the side of the big pocket to reinforce. So it's going to be like the inside of the bag to reinforce, and then a shoulder strap. So the 2 meters is only 2 meters of this is only just going to do one bag. So I shall have to source that better, probably on eBay or somewhere from an online supplier to get more this webbing. But this was just what I wanted. This is the strength, and you know it's going to be a really good bag. So I'm gonna make myself one, figure it all out, make all the mistakes I'm going to make with mine, and then I'm going to make some, but they're going to be quite substantial, hopefully really useful items that just like an everyday bag that just happens to fit an 11 by 11 Q-snap in it, because I can't be the only person who has perpetually got stitching with me all the time. Wherever I go, I've got stitching with me, and it would just be so much easier if it was in my handbag, as opposed to a bag there, a bag here. I've got my purse, my phone, my keys in my hand, and a project bag under my arm wherever I go. It would be nice to just have it in a shoulder bag, wouldn't it? So I'm going to make myself something fit for purpose, and then if it works, and if it's really good, you know, if it's a really good idea, I'll make more. Anyway, you can see I'm in a bit of a better humour. I'm still not quite right. I think my anxiety was very high last week. I'm only just realising that it is actually anxiety. For a long time it was just, oh, pull yourself together, stop being stupid. I recognise it now that it is actually anxiety, and it's not brilliant. It's not ideal, is it? It's not really what you want going on, but I'll get there. I've got a lot of sorting out to do before my brain's where it needs to be, but I'll keep stitching. We'll all keep stitching. Right, guys, light's going to go. I'm going to insert my couple of pictures. I am squint today. I'm sorry, I'm squint today. I think my tablet is on like 6 things that are all wonky. So anyway, I just wanted to come and say hi. Better than last week. Not perfect, better than last week. And I'll see you next week, and we'll see where we are with Treasure on Bookshelf, and we are in number 5. I'm just going to keep on trucking. I'll see you soon, guys. Take care of yourselves, yeah? Bye-bye.